off the recording here. And who can tell me what we've been talking about the last few weeks? I know a couple of you guys are just got on this week. You haven't been around the last couple of weeks, but those that have been around, Chris, James, Bob, Eric, some of you guys that have been around the last few weeks, what do we talk to? I want to see what's been sinking in. What do you guys remember?
Videos.
Breaking down blogs into videos.
Okay. What else?
Reels for us is what we've been working on. A lot of different types of reels.
YouTubes and shorts.
Okay. Some other stuff we remember.
How to build up your database.
Say that again, Bob.
How to build up your database so that you can utilize that so you don't have to pay for as many. You have your earned information from your perfect structure. Because if you own a database, it's owned, it's free, it's cheap, and you don't lose control.
Yeah, you're right with that final statement, right? If we own the data, if we focus on the database, which is why we pushed to get a tool that you guys can at least build a database off of. Might not have all the bells and whistles, but it can build a database, right? But Bob was kind of going down this track. We talked a little bit about 3 types of traffic. Who can tell me what who remembers what those 3 types of traffic are? Victor, I see you on mute.
Yeah, I was gonna say earned.
Earned is one of them. Earned is, we say earned is through how? It's kind of the go-to way to earn traffic.
SEO.
Correct, Segal. SEO. So we've got earned traffic, which comes through our SEO campaigns, right? We earn that authority. We earn that right with Google. We earn the positionings, therefore we get the traffic. What was one of the other 2?
Paid traffic.
Say that again, James?
Paid traffic.
Paid, which we called what? Not earned, not owned, but what?
When you pay for advertisements.
PPC.
You guys aren't wrong with these, but what did we call that type of traffic? Not earned, not controlled, or sorry, I just gave the answer away right there.
Expensive.
And not necessarily expensive, right? If they turn into leads and deals, it's controlled traffic, right?
Yeah.
Paid traffic is controlled traffic because we have levers that we can control where that traffic's coming from, where it's going to, right? We can control more of the functionality. Earned, I just got to go earn the respect. I got to go earn the right. And I don't know when that's really going to happen. I don't know where it's going to happen. Remember all that? Whereas controlled, they gave me some levers. I'm exchanging some money for that traffic. So I kind of know I'm going to get it. I just have to keep playing this control game. I got to control my outflow. They'll control their inflow of traffic back. And then as Bob talked about before, we had the owned traffic. And I started with all of this stuff before we even get into some of the stuff that we're talking about here today when it comes to video, because this is always the big kind of, I don't want to call it a pain point, but it's always what I see in the real estate space as the big stressor. Everybody's always stressing that they don't have enough traffic. Matter of fact, right before this call, somebody just messaged me and was like, dude, I'm having a really hard time raising capital for my projects. And I already know this person. I already know that they're not one of our clients, known them for years. They have 0 presence online. They put 0 information out about what they're doing, right? They're like a ghost out there. So are they really earning any respect or earning any potential traffic for lenders? No. If we tried to control the traffic, is there really anything there to control it at? No, right? So the fear is, I'm just not getting any traffic. I can't find anybody. Nobody wants to talk to me, when in reality, the real root of the problem is there's just not enough stuff out there, right? We're not noisy enough. There's not enough information to go around. Questions or thoughts or anything on that before we kind of shift into some of the stuff that we're going to talk about here today? And that's how we got into some of this stuff right here. we talked about last week. But any thoughts, comments, questions, or anything like that before we shift gears?
Are they focusing their energy in other avenues where they think that they're doing their, I guess, networking in as many words to get the information out, vice the computer?
Yeah, we call that hamster wheel, right? We see this a lot, right? If this was a hamster wheel, motion has to keep this thing going around. The problem is when I stop doing it, the motion of that wheel stops, right? Hamster wheel marketing in the real estate space is stuff like cold calling, texts, mail, hold mail, yellow letters, that kind of stuff, bandit signs. Got to constantly put them things out. They're constantly getting ripped down, right? This hamster wheel type marketing, networking, it works. But if I'm not out networking, if I'm not going to the events, if I'm not taking the time out of my day and schedule to drive, right, my network doesn't grow if I don't go out and do it. Hamster wheel marketing. And this is that fear that we hear, right? And I've been there in the real estate game when I got started. And it's why really quickly we realized there's got to be a better way. And we started to adjust and shift into this more evergreen style of marketing, which is what's leading us into today's topic, because the way video has gone from 2014, 2013, when I started doing video work and video marketing, to where it's at today in 2022. If we were able to build what we built off of the crap video stuff that was out there then, and the tiny little bits that we were able to pull off because of how difficult it was, with what's at our fingertips today, it should be almost instantaneous that you guys start to get results from this. The difference is doing it, right? We can understand it, we can put a plan in place, but we actually have to hit record. An individual I follow quite a bit on YouTube, his little slogan is, you just got to shut up and hit the button, right? We got to shut up and hit the button to do it. So I put this little challenge out last week, and I'm curious, how many of you guys took me up on the challenge? 7 videos, 7 days, all under a minute long, sharing something. Let's start with this. Be honest. Give me a little raise of the hand. How many of you guys after the call last week were like, oh, I'll do that. That's easy. A couple of you guys said, yeah. How many of you guys were like, I'd like to do it, but I just don't know. Maybe, I don't know if I got time, right? The excuses started to set in. How many of you guys actually did it? Chris, my star student, solo, the only one. Chris, unmute yourself real quick.
Yes.
Give me a quick kind of rundown. What were some of the topics of the videos?
So just like we went on the call last time, we put in a blog for our probate section of our company. Literally broke down the blog into actually 9 different ones because it just didn't work out with the minute. And then I messaged you because we have problems uploading the reels, but once I got over that hurdle, it was easy. So now it's on like a what do you call it? Like a schedule. Every day there's one being posted. It was pretty freaking easy. I mean, it was just doing it. It was just sitting down, sitting in front of the camera and doing it. It's literally all it was. Just read
Roughly how much time a day are you spending on it right now? Or did
now
you
that
spend?
did we spend an hour, maybe the most?
And that was because you had to learn it.
Yes, correct. How to post it, how to do
If
the
I told you to keep this going for the next 7 days, how much time do you think it would take you tomorrow to spit out a 1-minute video, get it posted in a couple places?
5 minutes less.
How many people have 5 minutes of time? Chris, you want to guess where my favorite place to post the videos are? Post the videos from, not to. Like where in my day is my favorite
Your
time
phone.
to post the videos?
Time-wise or what device?
Like where am I finding 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get these things knocked out?
When you're hanging out on the couch,
That's one spot.
in between a meeting, in your office for certain, when you're doing one of these.
Yeah, how many saw the video that I recorded on the call with you guys last week? And how long after the call was it in the Facebook group?
Less than an hour.
And on my Facebook page, and on Instagram as a reel, and on YouTube as a short. And I did some fancy stuff to that. I actually put it into a program and had us do some stuff and put some captions to it, made it all fun and put music behind it. And I didn't even tell you guys to worry about any of that stuff, right? But it took less than 35 seconds to shoot the video right here, put it off to the side. And then when I had about 10, 15 minutes to sit down, boom, knocked it out, psh, done, threw it out. 5 minutes or less. It could really happen in a minute to shoot the video, a minute or two to figure out where I want to put it, a minute or two logging into each, opening up Facebook. You're already in there. I know you guys. You're already in Facebook every day. You're probably already in Instagram every day. You're sitting there cruising around TikTok, looking at, stupid dances every night. Hit the post button, right? So I want to hear from some of you guys, what stopped you from getting this done last week? What was some of the roadblocks? Because I have a feeling I'm going to solve a few of them today. Victor, I think you were on the call last week, weren't you?
I was, but I had to leave early, so I wasn't aware of the challenge.
Okay.
But I'm writing it down now so I can give it a go for from now on.
Who was on the call last week? And as well, James, let me hear from you. Thanks for volunteering.
Yeah. No, I'm owning up to it. So first it was content. I was like, oh, I don't have any content that I could, but on my laptop, I opened it up and I already have like 7 or 8 different old blogs that I have found all over the place that are relevant still today, that I just put notes on them that said, just rewrite it to avoid plagiarism and so it doesn't copy somebody else's, but the topic's still relevant. So that's there. Then it was the time between the projects I'm working on for my day job. And then but the biggest part was getting out of my head. That was the thing that I kept getting stuck with. I see how easy it is. The video that you shot, I mean, I think I even responded and said, God, you make it look easy, and really it is. It's just actually putting it to action and getting out of my head. So I know that's my barrier.
Now, obviously, don't look at what we create, right? What I
Right.
create and try to mimic that. What I mean by that, from the quality.
Sure.
Right, with all the fancy, flashy captions flying across it and the little emojis popping up inside of it. I have tools, I have resources, I have different stuff right now. Now I've got the team that I can even kick that over to somebody and say, hey, I need you to do that really quick to make that happen. Right now, it's not about being fancy and flashy. It's about what?
Just putting the content out there.
Just getting the content out, right? Trust me, if you find any YouTube star out there, or how many of you guys know some of the major quote unquote gurus in some niche, right? I don't care what the niche is. There's a friend of mine that's really big in the garage maintenance and garage door repair stuff side of things, Tommy Mello. He's got millions and millions of followers in that industry. If you go back and look at somebody like him, who's got an entire studio, kind of like I do here, you look at some of his first ever videos, they're crap. Go back and look at search my name on YouTube and find some of the old videos that are out there. Some of these videos I used to make our contracting crew, right? Guys that worked for me, stand there with a poster with words written on it. And the other guy had to like hang out underneath it with the iPad or with the phone so that it looked like we were looking at it. And if somebody drove by the job site and saw this, some guy standing there with a big poster and some other guy underneath his legs with a phone, question what the heck was going on, right? But we did it to get it done. Wasn't good. No fancy editing. Crap sound. But guess what? We got videos out there. There's videos of us in lumber supply stores, project type stores, doing walkthroughs. And I'll get into some of the content stuff today. But the point is, like the friend of mine that always says, it starts with shutting up and hitting the button. In time, it will get better. So James, thanks for being honest about that on there. Now, with that, Where do I want to go next? Let me go here first. Let me hit on, I want to reiterate a couple things right here first. And the real reason that we're saying, hey, video, the reason I'm saying video, it's not just because you're trying to become YouTube stars. At the end of the day, it's twofold. The first one being this right here, content. Content drives everything. Right, if we remember back to a couple weeks ago when I was talking about this down over here, wherever I put it, ready, not ready. Right, every single person's kind of going between these two periods. They're not quite ready. We're ready to do business with them. We're ready to help them sell. We're ready to help them get better return on their investment. We're ready to help them have better job flow as a contractor, right? But they're stuck over here. And what moves them is the information. And what information is it that they're looking for? It's what we call content. Now, the reason I'm saying go video is because how many of you guys like to sit down and write thousands of words in blogs? No, that's why a number of you guys have us doing it for you, right? Because that's another form of content that really starts to fill the web, fill the world, fill the brand, right? But if you can't afford to be in that package and you can't bring yourself to sit down and write thousands of words, do you know your business well enough to sit down and record some video? 100%, right? We all should know our business well enough. It's you, it's your business. It's what you do. It's what you're passionate about. So let's start with something that's simple to get some traction. Does this making sense so far? The second point behind why we say video is this right here. Authority. There is something about the web that is pretty intriguing. There's this case study out there. And this kind of goes to, some of you guys heard me talk about it when I was talking about the postcard retargeting, why we do that, why that's a fun little thing to add into your whole mix here. But during this process, there was a case study that was done that we stumbled on, and I didn't do this case study, but I want to share the results of it because it comes back to this authority piece. There was a company that they randomly picked a couple neighborhoods and they walked door to door through the neighborhood. They knocked on every single door and they got people to answer the door. And when they answered the door, they asked them one question. Who is the most popular, who is the real estate agent, real estate person that comes to mind? And they did this across like 2 or 3 different neighborhoods. And when it was all said and done, they had a just wide variety of names all over this list, right? There wasn't any kind of clear cut James all the time, or Chris all the time. So they went to the drawing board and they, over the course of a 3 or 4 week period, they made up an avatar. They went and created a Bob, right? A Victor that didn't truly exist. It wasn't a real name, wasn't even a real person. They created this person. They created a bunch of social profiles around this person. They created a bunch of assets online around this person. They created a bunch of marketing materials into an area about this so-called real estate person. And then they went back to that neighborhood and they knocked on these doors and they asked the question, who's the first real estate person that comes to mind? And can anybody tell me what the results were like this time?
Well, they also marketed for 6 months, but yeah, that person they created, and
Yeah,
that'll be
they
the authority.
did this, right? They created this whole thing and spun all this stuff out and marketed and marketed and marketed like crazy. But what was the clear answer?
Was it Mark Spain?
It was this fake person.
The fake person one.
And it all came down to this right here. For some reason, all this content, all this marketing, all this stuff that was out there immediately drove the authority of that person to the top. They become Well, they became, right? This person became the best known. And because they were the best known, it was the first name off the top of everybody's head, which means if one of those or two of those or three of those homeowners that they were knocking on wanted to sell their property, who do you think they'd be trying to get in touch with? The fake person. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go out and create fake people. We're going to take that at face value and we're going to say, that's me. I'm the fake person. I'm the name that needs to be driven to the top. This is making sense. So with that being said, I'm going to go into a resource here, and after the call, I'm going to post the link to this in the Facebook group so that you guys can download it. So take some notes, but I'm also going to give you this resource that we created. And it's a PDF on here, and we're going to talk a little bit about today, a couple things. We're going to talk about the 2 types of videos, because at the end of the day, there really is only 2 types of videos that you have to consistently focus on. And if you consistently do these 2 style videos on a regular basis, it isn't going to take long to start to push that authority, okay? Then I'm going to take it a step deeper. I'm going to give you guys an exact blueprint structure on how to actually structure the video. And a portion of the document, when you guys download it, it's blank so that you can actually use it to fill out and basically create your own script or a flow to follow through. Does that sound good? Anybody actually want that, or do you want me to talk about something different? Okay, so with that being said, 2 types of video. The first one that we're going to talk about is this one that's called valuetainment videos. Before I go too deep into it, who can tell me what you think valuetainment videos stand for or is?
Well, one, you're providing value, some sort of value to the person who's watching, but at the same time, because it's entertaining, funny, or there's something else going on, that it keeps their attention, and people will tend to remember things more if they're also entertained and they have a positive feeling about that interaction.
Bloopers.
100%. Bloopers is a piece of it, but valuetainment videos are right here about educating your audience while also entertaining them. It's education through entertainment. Here's the funny thing. I want you guys to pay attention to commercials. If you still watch cable TV, if you're watching the other side, pay attention to some ads that pop up. The ones that stick with you typically are valuetainment style videos. They're funny. They use fun or energetic components to it. There's maybe some dry humor mixed into it, right? But at the end of the day, it's still got a focus, and that focus is right here. Educating, not selling. It's not, hey, I'm Shawn with Access Home Buyers and I buy houses and I'll give you a fast cash offer for your house and I'll close quickly and I won't charge you real estate commissions and blah, 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 right? Sell, 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 but make that fun. Because that's selling. Does that make sense? Valuetainment videos educate, but they're fun in the process. Doesn't always have to be comical though, right? Look at the video I posted last week, the short little 36-second clip that I took while I was on the call with you guys, and then I edited it, right? It had fun, flashy stuff in there. It had some emojis that popped up from time to time, right? It was fun, it was engaging, it was quick, it had some high energy music behind it. That's the entertainment aspect. That's a sample of it. How many of you guys have ever used or heard of ClickFunnels? Who remembers the original ClickFunnel commercial that really got ClickFunnels off the ground? Let me see if I can.
ShamWow.
ShamWow is actually, let me pull that one up. I know I can find that one. These are extreme edutainments.
Slap chop.
Let's see if I can pull this up right here. Here. Victor, Chris, I see you guys. Give me a thumbs up. You can see the YouTube video, right? Okay. So this thing's only like 2 minutes long.
Hey guys, Vince here, and I've got ShamWow. Check this shit out. You ring it out, and it makes a mess. Zorbies does nothing. Look at that, nothing. ShamWow does everything. Menstrual blood, cars, boats, bigger cars, bowls of water. Why not? You see the water's going down, it's going in the cloth, and there you have it. Not a drip unless you squeeze it. Yeah. Throw it in the washer when you're done. It's made by the Nazis. Oh God. Cut it, step on it, put your plates on.
Anybody catching the entertainment aspect in this?
This is actually a remake over
This
top
one
of the
is.
original guy. Yeah, that's freaking hilarious though.
Now, this is I think this is the original right here.
We've got our vision, and at Floor & Decor, there's so much to choose from. But with free design services, our budget and our time...
Hi, it's Vince with ShamWow. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel. It's like a chamois, it's like a towel, it's like a sponge. A regular towel doesn't work wet. This works wet or dry. This is for the house, the car, the boat, the RV. ShamWow holds 20 times its weight in liquid. Look at this. It just does the work. Why do you want to work twice as hard? Doesn't trip. Doesn't make a mess. Wring it out. You wash it in the washing machine. Made in Germany. You know the Germans always make good stuff. You can cut it in half. Use one as a bath mat. Drain your dishes with the other one. Use one as a towel. Olympic divers, they use it as a towel. Look at that, completely dry. Put a wet sweater, roll it up. It dries your sweaters. Here's some cola, wine, coffee.
So you see, it's not super entertaining, right? From a, oh my God, there's all these inside jokes and all this other stuff going on, but is it educating, but also entertaining at the same time, right? There's little subtle things in there. See if it comes up under this. There it is. I think this is the gold digger. Yes.
Meet Steve, an office worker who's about to get his first gold digger.
I am.
Hi, Steve.
What?
This wasn't your dream, living in a cubicle prison. You had the American dream. You were going to start your own company, be your own boss, make money while you sleep.
Debbie from HR says it's a bad idea.
Debbie's a bad idea.
She says 90% of businesses fail.
90% of Debbie fails.
Do I know you?
But actually, she's right. But that's just because 90% of them have been doing it wrong.
Back in the gold rush, business was simple.
1, find gold. 2, the end.
But now business is online, and maybe you got a great business idea, but your site sucks at selling it.
Like Debbie.
I'm not supposed to.
Do we see the difference here? This one commercial right here from ClickFunnels is what put them on the map back in 2016, 2017. So it shifted the way marketers market from static websites, right? Old days of squeeze pages and these type of things into the more funnel style structure. That one commercial. That's a form of valuetainment videos. Is making sense? Somebody's unmuted there. Okay. So close this off. Some valuetainment video examples, some ideas that you guys can go with. First one is win and losses, right? Basically, all we're saying here is share something that's working versus not working. Share something. We did this, we would do some videos like this in the past why we chose certain products in our rehabs. Why did we use certain window companies over a different window company in the rehab, right? When we were trying to market for the buyer of a rehab. Sometimes you can share wins versus losses, working versus working, around how to, Chris, I'm immediately thinking the probate space right now. Right? What, if you don't do these things, what can that cause? These delays, these issues, these problems, right? These setbacks. But if you do it this way, here's the easier process. Here's the less headaches, something like that, right? Win versus loss, good versus bad. Choose this over this type of video. That one makes sense? Thumbs up. The other one is being vulnerable, vulnerability type videos. These are probably a hard one for a lot of business owners to do, but they are powerful. Vulnerability ones really are about letting your audience in to your human side. Share the good, but also more than likely share the what? The stress, the bad, the sad. How many of you guys have had a deal, you've been working a deal and it doesn't quite go through, right? You're just not quite able to get there and help somebody out. They choose to go a different route, something like that. Those are powerful things to share, even though you didn't get it. Why? It shows this human side of you that you guys actually care more about helping than what? Than just the money, the dollar, the deal, right? Another fun one for valuetainments. I'm actually trying to work on a couple of these right here. We have some stuff coming up in October. Giveaways, giveaway type videos, right? Maybe you're giving away some things. Maybe you got some fun stuff. We're going to be doing some pretty cool thing. We're running a promotion in October. There's some stuff for you guys. There's a kind of a challenge, internal challenge that if you guys do certain things, you could get selected for a pretty significant grand prize. It's going to be worth a couple $1,000s, you know, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 worth of stuff. Well, shooting a fun, energetic, entertaining style video about giveaways. This last one here on this part of the doc, these last two, this one right here is probably the easiest. It's the one I see the most. And that is recommends. Don't just recommend your own product or service. Don't just recommend your own business, but these recommend style videos are super simple to do. Who watched the video that I promised last week that I would get done for the blog? Who saw the post that I put up in the group yesterday with the blog and the video on it? Right, the 18 best books for real estate investors in 2022. One of those books was what?
Yours, one was Marie, one
Mine.
was Big
But
Dad.
17 other books were not mine. Right? That was a recommend style video. Okay. And then the last one is personal. This one kind of goes back to the vulnerability one, but this is the one that I think if you're struggling to figure out a video or content to shoot something on, just go personal. And all it is just sharing personal moments, life stories, things of that stuff, right? Things that are going on. You'd be surprised how even just sharing the growth pains that your business is going through. You would think, Shawn, what the heck does a seller care about the growth pains of my business? Remember, the point of all of this is to build authority. If I'm sharing growth pains that my business is going through, and that potential seller finds me through this video and makes a connection because maybe they themselves are an entrepreneur or they themselves know entrepreneurs and know the struggle and they see this, could that help build some trust? 100%. The same goes true from a fun side of things. If there's something really fun or exciting that you guys got going on in your personal life that's because of the business or allows you to be able to do better things or do more in the business, share that. Very easy videos to make, right? Side little note on this, we were just on a mastermind call earlier today, and something as simple as just a personal family video from one of our friends when he was on vacation. He turned that personal family video, him and his kids playing. He turned that video into a Facebook ad for his agency to attract, he's in the window cleaning, pressure washing kind of industry, is who he works with. He turned that video of him and his kids playing on vacation, I think they're on the beach or something like that, into an ad and ran it. He just wanted to test it. Ran very similar ad copy that he would run on maybe a different style video or a static image that was more promotional, right? More sell. But this is that more valuetainment, right? Enjoying, but then the captions and the body of the ad was actually the educating aspect, right? What he does, what's his agency about, who's he work with, that kind of stuff. Immediately saw like almost a 10% increase in click-through rate off of that video ad. And the only difference was it was more personal than it was around the business. Why? Who do people do business with?
People.
People. People do business with people. They don't do business with companies. At the end of the day, they end up doing the business because of the company, right? The business is a piece of this, but the connection, the reason, even if you go, how many of you guys bought a car recently? James, did you have a good experience with the salesperson or the salespeople and the team individually while you were at that dealership?
Yeah, it was, they work really well together. It was very efficient.
You probably felt comfortable with them, right? Built some trust. Just natural trust got built there. Did you do the business because of the name of the dealership?
No.
Right? Even if it was the name of the dealership, then maybe, hey, everybody talks about that particular dealership. If you went there and they were rude, they were assholes to you, they didn't treat you well, they left you hanging, right? It felt sleazy, would you have done business?
Mm-mm.
No. We always end up doing business with people because of people. So this is why this personal one is so easy. There is a plethora of content. Anything and everything going on could become a video for you. Does this make sense? Now that's the valuetainment ones. What do you think the second type of video is?
Call to action, sale.
I'll give it to you. Promotional. Oh, I forgot. There's a couple others. I won't go through all of these because you guys are going to have the doc, but some valuetainment, other ones that are on here. Testimonials is a version of that. We use that one a lot. Stories, using platforms like Instagram, the story, right? You can tell the story. That's an entertaining way of doing it. And I put some examples in here for you guys. Company culture is one. Podcast videos is one. We do this like crazy, right? Taking the podcast, making some snippets, using the podcast as a form of video to put out there. And then this one here is one that Roger, I need you guys to actually help me with this one. Roger wants to do more of these. Problem is he's been knee deep in some big enhancements that we're working on. Explainer videos. Does your audience keep running into the same issue? Create short explainer videos, step by steps, right? Explainer videos are also known as how-to videos. If you guys want to see some examples of some how-to videos that I've done, Roger wants to do more of these from like obviously how to keyword research, right? How to structure blog posts the right way, how to do on-page SEO, how to do off-page SEO, all these kind of things. But to show you just how quick these can help grow, go to YouTube and look up The Sierra Life. The Sierra Life. That's Deanna and I's just adventure channel. And I stumbled on this. We bought a trailer back in 2020, small little off-road boondocking style camper trailer. And there was all these little things that we wanted to update on it, modifications that we wanted to make. And in this particular Facebook group, everybody was asking questions on how to do these things. Everybody wanted to make these type of modifications to it. So I randomly decided one day to shoot a video while I was doing a modification. I modified the outdoor shower by creating a $25 thing that I can attach to it so that it was enclosed and you weren't standing outside with just the shower wand. I think that video has got a couple thousand views on it. Didn't promote it, didn't do anything, just built the video and put it up on YouTube. I've done this with how to add USB ports to the trailer, how to swap the sink. Everybody complained about the sink. We bought a bigger sink, swapped it out. I did an entire video. And Deanna and I had fun in the process of making it. And these things went nuts. They went crazy. To the point to where we have people in these Facebook groups reaching out to us now going, when's the next time you're going to put another video up? I want, can you do this video? Can you do this video? I've had people like offer to fly me to their state to make the same modification to their trailer. Now, this isn't a business for me. This was just, I wanted to test something and we were having fun with it, right? How-tos, explainer videos, give your people, give your audience an insight into the things that you do. One of the, like, I wish, I'll be honest, I've yet to see a real estate investor do this. And I think if somebody took me up on this and did it, it would work amazing for you. Do some how-to videos, some series around how you comp properties. How do you actually get to the value? Using screen share, using actual data in your marketplace. Use a property that you're comping and just shoot the video. You can go to a program called Loom, L-O-O-M. It's super cheap, if not even free. I think free for up to 5 minutes of video. But it's not even that expensive to go to pay for the plans and have unlimited on it. But shoot a Loom, you on camera, and you actually going through some MLS data and how you got to the value of a particular property. Do a how-to video on how you come up with your repairs. Shoot a video of you walking a property, pointing things out. Maybe you break this repair one into multiple videos. Outside, right? Inside. You can even go even more granular here and take the inside and just look at bathrooms or kitchens.
Why didn't you do this part 2 weeks ago when I was tearing the shit out of that kitchen and bathroom? That's all good. No, this is great examples. I actually, this I can do. I mean, this would be super easy, super simple to do because we're digging into it like deeply into this house that I'm doing right now. So note to self, I'll do more, but my biggest struggle probably for this particular piece is getting the video and splicing it down or chopping it down or doing whatever to
You're overcomplicating that. Don't worry about that yet. Shoot the video.
It's on my YouTube channel. I just don't know how to get it out.
We're going to go deeper into that in the coming weeks. Right now, just get the videos done, right?
I am. I'm loading them up. I'm just putting all of them up on the YouTube channel. So
going back to this comping one, this is the other one that I wish more people would do. How many of you guys struggle or wish you could raise more money for deals? We're tired of explaining the same thing over and over and over again to people at the early stages of talking about lending on your deals, right? And I'm not talking seasoned investors like you go to Lauren and she wants to know all the details. That you always have to, giver, right? I'm talking about, Victor never loaned on a real estate transaction a day in his life, doesn't even know what private lending is. What if you shot a video breaking down your entire private lending process? Documents that you use, all that kind of stuff.
Funny, I actually started working on that today.
Going back to the whole YouTube thing, some of you guys that were out here at the last event saw this. See if I can pull it up, not bent. This. This is what I mean by a video like that. So if you go to YouTube and look up Rust Belt Rentals, you'll see some of our videos that we had here. But this playlist, the investor playlist, these are all examples of some of these videos here that I'm talking about. But one of them was we broke down our acquisition process. How we actually acquire the properties. We broke down rehab construction materials. Wish it wouldn't autoplay there. We broke down our tenant screening process. We broke down our investment breakdown. This was the video that we would send potential buyers. Where Nathan was actually doing a screen share. This was a property that was at one point available to buy from us, but he was using this as the example, broke it down, showed all the documents, show everything that we would send them to know how to, or, on what they would get to make a decision if they wanted to invest in that property or not, buying that property from us or not for their passive portfolio. The second we started doing this, it was like night and day difference in conversation. We can send them the link to this entire playlist when I met somebody that was interested in buying turnkeys from us. And this was back in 2016. You guys go and watch some of those videos. They're funny, partially because how low quality they are. This all good? Some good ideas here? Okay, so with that, let's go into the second type of video, and that is promo videos. The thing to keep in mind with promo videos is right here. Promo videos don't have to be, hey, here's my stuff, go buy it. Hey, here's what I do, sell me your crap. You actually don't have to sell for it to be a promo video. The difference between promo and value-based or value-tainment style videos is really into kind of the when we get into the script. And promo videos bring in things like social proof or proof, testimonials, what somebody else said about this, a result, something like that. Whereas the value-tainment type videos, you're not going to bring that stuff in there. Okay. Some examples of promo videos. Products, service, right? I use the word product on there, but at the end of the day, your product is the service that you guys provide. Product video can be on there. You can use these promo style videos in paid traffic. So some of you guys that are doing PPC, this could be, or even retargeting through social platforms. These type of videos, promo, right? They're more selly, but I'm not necessarily saying go buy. The other thing to keep in mind with them is you want to make sure you put a call to action. What's the next step? A value-tainment one, I'm not trying to take them to the next level, right? I'm just letting them binge watch or continue through or consume or kind of fall in love with us and let them naturally take the next step. Whereas a promo video, I'm actually saying, here's the next step. Here's what I want you to do. Go down here, fill out the form. Go here to get the resource. Go here to schedule a call with me. Go here to get a phone number and call us, right? Clear call to action on what you want out of it. Little difference in the two videos. The big thing is you're not focusing on entertaining anymore. You're really focusing in on promotional, right? This is more that salesy type of video. We good with this? Understand it? So the structure is what really comes into play. And the structure is the same for both videos, but you'll see as we get down here, there's a couple proof and scarcity that have asterisks next to them. We don't use those on a certain video. The first one, the first part of the structure is the hook. This is probably the make or break of a video. If I'm gonna take this training and try to use it for something, I can't just take this video as it sits today when it's done and just post it somewhere as in its entirety and expect it to get really good results. Why? Can anybody tell me? How
Depends if they're
long?
hungry or not.
Say that again, Bob.
It's like fishing, depends on how hungry they are.
Sort of, because how long did it take me to get into the juicy stuff for today?
You went right off the rails right in the beginning.
Right, we talked about a lot of stuff at the beginning. We were kind of recapping the last couple of weeks, right? If I haven't been around and this is the first time I'm stumbling on this, I'm going to be like, what the heck's going on? Never mind. I'm going back, right? So I'd have to cut some stuff out and really get it started at the good stuff, right? That's what we mean by the hook. The hook is the first line, the first couple sentences, the first 5, 6, 10, 12 seconds. Let that sink in. 5, 10, 12 seconds. If you're lucky, you can get them to 10 or 12 seconds. Right? It's the first thing that comes out, and it needs to be incredibly compelling. And a little formula that you can use here to help nail a hook is benefit plus obstacle minus time. Benefit plus obstacle minus time. And the example that I used here in the document, increase lead flow by 200% without cold calling ever again in less than 2 hours a week. If I was going to do a promo style video, right? Or a valuetainment video, and I really want to hook somebody, knowing my audience, real estate investors, knowing the obstacle that they face, driving more leads, the benefit is I can increase it by, and I put a percentage to it, minus the time. I'm saying, hey, you really only need to spend a couple hours a week to make this work. Right? So we bring this hook, and the first thing, if I were to shoot this right now, right? Hey, you looking to increase your lead flow by 200% without ever cold calling again in less than 2 hours a week? Let's take it. Check out this video. Obviously, I stumbled there. But that's boom. That's going to be the very first line. After that, if I hit the audience that this is designed for, are they going to stick? Yeah, if they're not looking to increase lead flow, if they don't feel stressed about it, if they're not looking to save time during their week, the video is probably not for them. It's not going to stick anyway. They're not the right. They're not the person that I'm targeting. But the hook, if you spend any time really pondering and thinking about what to say, that first sentence, 4, 5, 6 seconds worth. That make sense? From there, you immediately want to go into the problem. Why is the viewer watching? Ask yourself that. Why would this person even be watching this? What is the problem? Remember this, stories sell, facts tell. Stories sell. How many of you guys like to go to movies? many like watching movies? Why? Because it's a story. We get bought into this thing, right? We get sucked in. And the better the story, the more we're sucked in, the more we're part of it. Chris, this is why you start bawling in love stories, because you just get so sucked into it, right? Stories sell, but facts tell. What do I mean by facts tell? Facts tell the problem. Facts drive it home. The story is what's going to keep them around. So use story to relate to the viewer around this problem that they have. We want to go story first. What also is story? If we go where's my NLP folks on this call? Some of you guys spent 15, 16, 18 months, stuck in a room. You should be able to answer this question. Why do we go story first from a neural linguistic standpoint?
The emotions.
Emotion, right? Without going down this whole big training on this, but there's logic and the subconscious and conscious, right? The logic and emotional components of somebody's brain that's going on. Logic is the defender, right? That's the conscious side of our brain. It's the one that's going to say, "Oh, this is a scam. Oh, this is bad. Oh, I don't want to listen to this, blah, 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 blah." We got to get to the emotion side first to shut the logic side down. Story helps us play the emotion. So this is why we lead with a story around the problem. All of us tracking so far, yes? Are we sure? I'm seeing some like glassed over looks on some eyes. I'm hoping that's because the wheel's moving with ideas. We got to set a good hook. And we immediately got to get into the problem that we're going to solve. The problem that we know exists. Don't shy away from it, right? The example that I used here, I'm trying to grow my business, but I have no time to do anything but make cold calls, right? Maybe if I did it in a video form, it'd be something like this. I'm over here as a real estate investor, and I feel like all I am is a giant cold calling center or cold text messaging center. All I feel like I do all day is sit at my phone, call text with no time to do anything else. Make sense? From there, we want to go and agitate it. Who's ever had a wound? A big cut? One of them nasty ones that it seems like every time you turn around, you just keep bumping it or somebody hits it or whatever the case. And it just never goes away because of it, right? It's one thing to bring the problem up, but I want to pour some salt in this one. I want to really agitate it now. And that's step 3 in the sequence, right? In your script, we want to agitate it. I want to exaggerate the problem. What happens if this problem doesn't go away? My to-do list is becoming so overwhelming that I'm not even able to do what I need to do. Right? That's a line that I wrote there to make me think. So I go to shoot the next line of this video. Seems like by the time I even get to the weekend, I haven't gotten anything else done in my business. And all I've done is just smile, dial, and pound my fingers all over the keyboard. I'm literally shooting this, guys, on the cuff, based on notes, right? But how many of you guys have felt like that by the end of a week? It's like I got all this other stuff to do, and I feel like all I've done this week is just smile, dial, cold call, send text, do this stuff, right? All this crap. I haven't gotten to anything else on my list. So once I agitate it, now is when the fun starts to come in. Now's the time to bring the heroic component. This is the moment that you actually share the solution. Share the solution that you can provide, right? The example I used here, one day I decided to just stop making cold calls to get leads and go all in on marketing that worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's when I realized that there's got to be a better way to do this. And not only myself, but a number of the clients that we work with are starting to realize that the days of smile, dial, pound, send text messages, blast a bunch of yellow letters everywhere is a thing of the past. There is marketing that can work just as hard as you do, only do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm not saying what it is, but I'm what?
You're piquing
Sounds like
their
a good
curiosity.
conversation, Bob, but you're muted. Go ahead, James.
You're piquing their curiosity at this point.
Yeah. I'm saying, hey, there's something else out here, right? There is a solution to fix this. If you stick with me here, right? I'm not saying this, but this is kind of what we're saying. If you stick through the video, you're probably going to get to understand what the solution is, which is the next step, solution. Here we talk about how we can actually help the viewer fix their problem. The example I wrote here was, I realized that marketing that lasts forever and is always working is the better way to go. Notice I'm not writing the line as the example. I'm writing something that makes me what? Think of what I want to say in the moment, right? I'm not scripting this verbatim and trying to memorize the script. I'm giving myself a clue when I shoot this piece. I realize that marketing that lasts forever and is always working is the better way to go. That's when I decided that enough's enough, right? There is definitely marketing out there that can be all things at all times, right? We call that evergreen marketing. Marketing that we do one time and never goes away, continues to work day over day, month over month, year over year, constantly driving quality into our business. Still tracking? Then we go into proof and scarcity. And I'm going to give you guys a little caveat on this part here. There's a little asterisk when you guys download this. There's a little asterisk next to proof and scarcity. And that's because you do not include these when you do valuetainment videos. These are promo video only pieces. If we're doing valuetainment, then I would just immediately move to the call to action, okay? But since we're doing more promo style, we're going to go into the proof. And the proof, here's where you're proving your product has a great outcome. Things like before and afters are great ways of doing this. It could be a before and after story. It could be a before and after, literal situation. It could be photos, depending on what it is that you're doing, right? Biggest thing that you want to do is how can you show or get your viewers to see that you're not just saying this, but it's actually being done, right? So if I were to throw this into a video and watch this, right? Chris, and I know Sal's behind you. I'm going to use something about you guys, but I'm not even going to use you. Does this make sense? You see, just like two of our amazing clients in a Texas market, that's a really difficult market, just got the opportunity to see kind of unfold in a very short amount of time, talking 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. A number of leads came flying into their business simply because they put in the work previous on some of these evergreen marketing styles, resulting in a number of deals being locked up for them. I didn't say that was me that did that. I said this was who.
Clients.
Clients,
Clients.
yes, customers.
Clients, and I used it. I remember, Chris, I said I was going to use you guys, but not use you, right? In a Texas market. Well, if anybody's in the real estate space, you know that Texas has got some tough markets. Yes? Now, I could have said that in a couple of different ways, right? I could have gone on for a few minutes. Again, I don't have to keep this video to just 1 minute. If I'm going to expand, I want to expand in the solution, the proof, these two areas, right? We've seen the same thing happen with some of our clients over in Atlanta. It got to a point where they actually had to call us up and say, hey, can you slow it down a little bit? Tracking? Scarcity. These last two, if I see mistakes in videos, this is where the mistakes start to come in, because we get nervous and we're not quite sure what to do next. Scarcity is really important, especially in a promo video. This is why we don't use it in valuetainment, because you're not trying to make urgency out of those, right? But promo ones, we want them to take the next step. Scarcity helps them go there anyway. It moves them along. Scarcity is stuff like telling them how long things are left in an offer. An example that I put on here is I could show, right? I can tell our video guy to maybe overlay a calendar that only has 5, 6, 7 different spots available. And I'm saying in the scarcity part is something like this. And we're looking to help a few more real estate investors in some other markets across the country get a marketing system that can work just as hard and drive more leads for you. Unfortunately, we're starting to max out in capacity, or I can say something like, I've got a limited amount of time over the next couple of weeks on my calendar to jump on a call one-on-one, me and you, so I can help you build this out for your business. I'm just putting some fire under them, right? Then we go to the call to action. And this is the tell them what they're going to do next. How many calls to action you think I'm going to give them? Meaning how many options? I see
2 or 3
fingers.
or more.
At least 2, but depending on the content, you might want to give them a couple more.
Huh? Who thinks something different? Victor, I think you saw that's all 2 out of you, right?
Yeah, I said 2 or 3, no more than that.
Anybody think something different?
Just one.
Just one. That is what I think.
1.
I think 1 as well.
1.
I think
Why
it's
do I not want to give too many?
I'm gonna be able to
You're
track them.
making them start to think and give them doubt.
A
Or
confused
options.
mind does what?
It
Doesn't
stalls,
matter.
doesn't go forward.
Confused mind goes somewhere else, right? If I said, hey guys, today we're going to do this training, and you can either join this training by clicking the Zoom link, or you can fly here to LA and hang out in my office with me, or you can sit back and in 2 days watch it on YouTube, or you can call me on my cell phone and I might answer it and put you on speakerphone. Hope to see you there. You're gonna be like, what the heck does Shawn want me to do, right? Singular call to action. That doesn't mean that there couldn't be an option in there, right? An A or B around the singular. Hey, if you want, right? If you're ready to have something like this happen in your business, you're ready to get an evergreen marketing plan structured inside of your business, you can do one of 2 things. You can either fill out the form that you see here on this page, or if you're the more type of person like myself, you love to text, you love to just make action happen right now, shoot us a text at this number. It's the same outlook, right? It's the same outcome. But I know some people might want to just text me and get this thing going now, or somebody else might feel a little bit more comfortable just throwing their information in a form. That makes sense? It's when we start compiling 3, 4, 5. Well, you can do this, or you can do this, or maybe, hey, just do this, or do whatever you want, right? Send me a smoke signal, or shoot balloons at me, drop me a mail in the letter, swing by my office. Way too much. But if I know that this video is going on a page with a form, I can say, hey, go ahead and fill out the form on this page. But if I'm not shooting this video for a landing page, would I want to put that call to action in there? No, because it'd be confusing, right? Somebody's going to be watching the video and they're like, where's this form that he's talking about? I want to fill out the form, but there's no form. So be clear with your call to action. Tell them exactly what you want them to do next. Don't say something like, hey, if this is interesting to you, we'd love to talk to you. We hope you reach out. Does that make sense? Clear call to action. Now, a call to action in a promo video is what I just did right there. Go ahead, fill out the form. Call me, text me, book a call, whatever it is that I want them to do. What do you think the call to action is in a valuetainment video? Because remember, we're not doing these two in that. We're just coming right here. What's the call to action in the valuetainment video?
Go to the next video.
There you go, Chris. If I'm shooting valuetainment style videos, right, that I'm posting on my YouTube channel, maybe I'll say something like, if you like this video, you'll probably also like this one or this one. Right? And YouTube gives you the ability, when you upload a video, you can put an end screen on it and put the next video that you want them to watch. This is what Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, they all do so well. You get done watching a series of shows or something on Netflix, and what pops up, because you watch this, you might also like these. That's a call to action. That's all that is. Trying to get you to go to the next thing to watch to stay on my platform, right? So if you have a series of videos, the call to action in your valuetainment one could be, check this video out next, right? Doesn't always have to be call me, reach out to me, these type of things. Fill out my form. They don't always have to be sales related call to actions. Just depends on the purpose of the video. Thoughts, comments, questions on this? When you guys download this, by the way, the rest of this document is basically blank. And it's just got some lines in there for you to be able to do like I did. Write yourself little bullets. Okay, I'm thinking about my hook for this video. Let me write some things in. Let me write a sentence that could be a strong hook, right? What's the problem? Give me something to think about for that that video piece. Thoughts, comments, questions? I know we're a hair over. These calls are getting a little longer than the hour, but you guys are sticking with me, so it means you're getting some value out of it. Yes.
Yeah, this is great stuff.
This is really good stuff, Shawn. I like the breakdown of this, how you're doing it. It actually will be a lot more helpful when doing the follow-on videos with this house.
Who's got comments, questions, thoughts? Anybody need more clarity? I went over a lot. I don't expect you guys to know it all right now off the top of your head, but nothing? Okay.
You gave us a lot to think about.
Well, think about, sure, but I want you to take action. And if
I do have a quick question, Shawn.
there
Hi.
we go. There's my girl. There's my girl. And always count on Lorraine for some questions.
And you probably, I do apologize ahead of time. I've kind of been multitasking, so you might have addressed this. But a lot of what you've been talking about is videos. Is this better than live?
You could do this exact script for a live.
Okay.
I'm going to open up my live. Now, live is a little bit different because I don't necessarily need to stress the hook so much unless it's after the live's done and I'm going to let it be posted and there's the replay of it, right?
Okay.
The chance of you going live and them hearing your hook live, very slim, but the replay, right? So I got to think from that standpoint on that. Same thing with problem and agitate. I'm probably going to have to come back to this a couple times as I'm doing a live video, re-emphasizing what is the problem that we're talking about today on this, what is the agitation, right? It's not going to be a seamless through. Does that make sense?
It does. I've just been hearing some things about like lives, like make the algorithm a little more happy. I mean, video makes the algorithm happy, but apparently there's, I guess, different happiness levels, if you will, if it's a live versus like a video. So I was just wondering about that. Thanks.
I was looking for something to show you guys. Anybody else got questions?
Can you do the videos and then just put them on somewhere that will just post it to everything by itself?
No.
That I could do 1 month ahead of everything and then just post it out. It posts to everything and that is done.
No, these type of, what we're talking about with these type of videos and this type of stuff, this is not automated, not automation ability, right? There's no platforms out there that let you automate posting IG Reels. There's no platforms out there that allow you to post to YouTube, that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you guys a pretty simple workflow. I mean, I'm not kidding. It takes less than 3 minutes for me to post these things when I post them to multiple platforms at a time. Because I literally just go to this one, boom, post it, done. Go to this one, boom, post it, done, across the board, right? Shoot, you can get ahead in as far as production goes, shoot these videos, save them to a Google Drive file, these type of things, right? Save them places that you're going to use them elsewhere. But when it comes times to posting, you're posting natively on these. Now, if you're going to do a longer valuetainment video that's more around like this how-to style, right? These explainer videos, that's more long form content. Could you shoot that, post it up to YouTube and schedule it to go at a certain time? Absolutely. But your short form stuff, you can't try to automate the posting. Matt, I saw you on mute. Do you have something?
Yeah, I was just curious if you had like a simple, maybe even like a web-based or some simple software to edit these videos with.
We do. I've got a couple apps that I've been using and playing around with. There's a little bit more advanced software that me and the team are playing around with. I got to figure out how I can do. It's probably going to be a different style training that I'll be able to do on something like this, screen share, kind of walk you guys through. Right now, I didn't want to cloud all of that. I just want you guys to get comfortable, shoot the video, don't make it look too fancy, right? I was actually going to show you an example before we end of what it could look like, and all I did was run that through 2 apps on my phone. But that event that we're trying to put together out here sometime October, November, that is a very capable time frame. We're in person. I can literally walk everybody through and have you physically do it right here. Okay.
Thanks.
Anybody else got any questions, or you guys want to see an example of one of these style videos?
Are you ready for more time freedom without sacrificing lead flow or draining your bank account? You see, when I started as a real estate investor, I felt overwhelmed. I felt trapped. It was like if I wasn't calling 100 people a week or sending thousands of text messages or letters or postcards a month, I felt like I never got any leads. It was like I was nothing more than a call center slave or a post office worker, not a real estate business owner. I was literally running around like my hair was on fire. Now I realized there was no way I could do this forever, and I had to do something different if I wanted to get different results. That's when I decided to go all in on marketing that was more evergreen. I started focusing on marketing that worked just as hard as I did, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, without me or a VA doing it all the time. Today, we generate leads, and I spend maybe 3 hours a week on marketing. I've got space for a few more real estate experts that want to generate leads 24/7 without the headaches of managing VAs or employees or even doing it yourself. So if you're ready to gain time freedom back without sacrificing the growth of your business, go ahead and grab some time on my calendar. Together, we'll discover how quickly you can get your time back and focus on doing more deals.
That's a video that I shot that video last week. That's a video that we're running ads with right now.
Was that you with a red beard?
That was me last week.
It looks red.
And the lighting.
It was great. A great video.
If you follow the script and listen to that, you can pick out the hook, right? Are you ready for more time freedom? What real estate person isn't looking for more time freedom? That's why we got in the business, right? Problem. So I was calling them out as you guys were going through it. That's a 1 and 23-second long video. Simple, yes? Now, Matt, to your point, I ran that through I shot it all on my phone, right? Vertical format. So it's good for, I can run that as a TikTok ad. I can run that on IG. We're running it even on Facebook, even though it's in vertical format, because that actually works, right? Multiple placements that we can use that same structure for. Shot it on my phone right here in the office. Took that video, threw it into an app that actually creates the captions. Spent a little bit of time changing the colors of it and moving where I wanted them placed. Exported it out of there, uploaded it into a different one that allowed me to put some music behind it, allowed me to click a couple times and make a couple cuts and do some fun little transitions behind it. Did it even need all of that? No, I could have stopped right after I put the captions onto it. Boom, video's done, ready to roll. And these don't just have to be you. Let's be team members. You know, Matt, you've got a team. You got some people. The more of your team that you can get doing this, the better it's going to be. Because now it's showing that it's not just you. That there really is a team behind this business, right?
Right.
All good?
Yeah, thank you.